What's going on? My name is Amy Nicholas, and in today's video, we're going over the last couple of trades I did today, part of my 20 day trading experiment. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to say hello in the comments. I've got a list of my day trading resources in the description and the comments section where you can see all the stuff that I've put together. It's basically a working Google document of books that have helped me get this far and YouTubers and specific videos I've watched. I'll continue to add and update as I go along my journey. This is month 4 in my day trading journey, and part of my 20 trades experiment is that I was looking to execute without overthinking. And I will say I'm going to do a separate video on the overall, like what I learned doing these 20 trades. But I will say that it really helped me to just get my mind clear and kind of hit the reset button. Ross Cameron, he's a popular YouTuber that does day trading videos. He calls it trader rehab, where he kind of has people come out of like the trading, mentality if they're having big losses and they go back to paper trading. For me, this 20 trades experiment was similar in a sense. I wanted to hit the reset button on my emotional triggers, but I decided to just still play with real money. And I'm just buying one share per trade, executing 20 trades in a row with the same stop loss. I've been using a trailing stop of 75 cents because I typically trade ETFs that track the big Magnificent Seven stocks and occasionally some other ones here and there, but typically I'm buying stuff that's under $100. So that kind of works for my trading style and what I do. And actually one of the things I learned too was that 75 cents was a sweet spot, because before I was getting kicked out too early of a trade by not having a wide enough stop. So let's get into today's trades. I did 3 trades, which I thought I was only going to do 2. One of them was a glitch. So it ended up, helping me finish my experiment. And it's one of those, user errors, right? So that was the first trade. I tried to go long on Tesla at the open. This was about 5 or 6 minutes after the open. Maybe 3 or 4 minutes, excuse me. And it looked like Tesla wanted to go green. It was green in the pre-market and it was kind of pushing. And so I got into the ETF TSLR at $12.66, which is the one that tracks Tesla going long. And what I did was I had it up on my chart, and on Thinkorswim platform, when you have your position, it'll show it on the chart and you can see where your trailing stop is or whatever you've put, and you can see where your take profit is, and you can move them with your mouse, drag and drop, right? What I did was I was trying to move my take profit level down because I had auto set it to take to go up $1. And I did this before trading this morning, and it was a custom template. And this particular ETF, for it to jump a whole dollar is like, Tesla's gonna have to move like many dollars. And I just didn't feel like that was gonna happen this morning. So I was like, let me just put this in a proper place of where I feel like it's gonna go. And when I moved it, dragged and dropped it to where I thought I was up about 50 cents or something, 60 maybe, and Thinkorswim pops up with a pop-up window and it's like, are you sure? Continue. And I guess I just didn't even look at what it said. It wasn't easy to see it. And I hit okay. And then immediately I'm hearing the sell order go off. And I'm like, wait, what did I just do? So apparently I had moved it too far down, all the way to just under where I had gotten in. So I got in at 1266, apparently moved my take profit down to 1262, without giving any chance at all for this trade to play out or have success. So that was just a user error. So first trade of the day was red by user error of 4 cents. I was like, okay, whatever, diminish that from the mind. Let's go to the next trade. So the next trade, I decided to go short on NVIDIA because it was definitely selling off this morning, and it was kind of in this persistent, 5-minute candles were red. I'm like, okay, I feel like it's got a couple dollars potential range. Even if it goes down $1 from where I got in, I'm happy with that because I think that's a big enough move by trading NVDS, which is the ETF that shorts NVIDIA. So I got in at 26.58, and there was a time where I was up like 25 cents. I don't think I was ever up more than 30 cents. And, I have a trailing stop of 75. So I like to give it a little bit of, chance to win. And then it kind of felt like it was taking too long and it was ranging, which is one of the reasons, and I wrote this down, not a fan of trading NVIDIA. The moves are erratic. So NVIDIA can have clear directional movement up or down, but the problem is this, I'm just gonna call it this stupid stock, it gets stuck in these ranges for the longest time. And I remember thinking as I'm in it, I'm like, I shouldn't have traded this stock. I don't even want to be in it now because it's frustrating to me when that happens. I'm a momentum trader. I want momentum, right? So I watched it and I said, you know what? It's not turning around. I'm gonna exit the trade and just take whatever I can get green, And I went to go, I think I canceled my initial take profit order. I forgot to cancel the trailing stop because in Thinkorswim, you have to manually cancel both of these things or flatten all, or whatever the thing is. I think there's a way to, I forgot to hit the cancel all button. So I only canceled one of them. When I went to go sell at, maybe I was up 15 or 20 cents on the share, it rejected the order because it said, oh, you're trying to oversell. And I'm like, crap, I got to go back into the dash and find the other order. So by the time I did that, I finally got out of the trade and I canceled everything and I just hit sell market. Well, I got out for a whopping profit of 2 cents. Green on that trade. I'm glad that I at least recognized it wasn't going to go my way. And thanks to yesterday, which you can go back on my channel and watch yesterday's video about how I'm improving my win rate, that at least this time I had a plan, that, hey, if it's hitting a certain level and it's not breaking through, or, this was going down, so support level, right? Not breaking through support. You see it do it a couple of times, it still doesn't break. And it seems like it's just taking too long. And you just can kind of see the MACD, right? Kind of at that point, instead of pointing straight down, it was starting to kind of waver towards the middle. And I was like, okay, these are all my signals to get out now. And yeah, I'm just glad that I executed according to that plan that I literally just wrote on paper yesterday. 3 strikes rule for exiting a trade early. So I had a plan. Woo! Didn't really make anything on that. It's all good. At least it wasn't a red one. And then my last trade, oh, here we go. My last trade was on TSLQ, which is the one that shorts Tesla. So the first one I tried to go long. Tesla was not really doing anything. And I said, okay, probably there's going to be a reversal here. So a lot of times my default is short Tesla, because a lot of times these days with this crazy uncertain market, volatility is high. At some point, there's going to be a downward move, most likely. Probabilities here, right? This is us day traders. We're looking for probabilities. So I watched Tesla struggling and I got my signal. I just kind of just traded this stock so many times. Got in at 6:37 a.m., which is 9:37 Eastern. And I was in this trade for 4 minutes. This was, I think, my longest trade of the day. I got in at 65.67 and I was like, okay, I wanted to, first of all, the final trigger for me to get in this trade was to see Tesla stop ranging around in 224 and tap 223. And it certainly did at one point. So I said, okay, that's my signal, my final, go. So I got in and I moved to take profit on this one because, of course, I'd love to get $1 per share, but I kind of saw resistance, in the 222-ish kind of range. I was like, yeah, I don't think it's going to push lower than that. And so I moved my take profit to about 65, 66 cents. And within the couple minutes that this trade was in, it hit it. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm out. I'm done for the day. I'm out at 6:41 a.m. This is 11 minutes after the open. And it's funny because I'm not intentionally trying to be done quickly. This is just the kind of style that I trade. And if there's opportunities in the first 30 minutes of the market open, heck, in the first 5, the first 10, I'm in. Like, I'm not sitting back like, oh, I should wait and see what happens. As a momentum trader who looks for sharp moves to the upside or downside, I look for my signals. I don't second guess. I go. And because of this 20 trades experiment, only trading one share, having a fixed, trailing stop loss of 75 cents on every trade, it's allowed me to stop that hesitation, that overthinking, that fear of money, coming in or out. All of that has been pushed aside. I've done this 20 trades now. It took me 1 full week of trading from Wednesday to Wednesday. And this has taught me to follow my system, enhance my system. I'm creating systems as I go, like my exit plan. And it's really made things very clear for me about what is my strategy specifically, what is my entry signals, what is my exit signals. And I encourage you, if you're struggling right now to be profitable or to have a better win rate, or your losses are just way over your profit, because you could go like 4 for 5, right? Because I had this happen one day, 4 for 5 trades, and you could still be negative on the day because the one loss was heavier than all the gains, right? So I'm going to do a review on the overall 20 trades experiment. I'll tell you, in this next video, what my win rate has been, how many trades was I green, how many trades was I red, what was my overall P&L. That'll be on another video, so look for that. I think I'm going to just call it like results of the 20 trades experiment, something like that. And I encourage you though, if you were in a position like I was, where I recognized I was having challenges of getting into trades because I was worried. I was thinking about yesterday. I was thinking about the trade just before, oh, what if it's another loser? Oh, what if I'm wrong again? Worrying about all these things that really have nothing to do with trading. Like when you're trying to get into trade, what is your job, right? Your job is to look for your setup, look for A+ quality setups that have the highest probability of you being able to execute your specific way of trading. And if it's not there, you sit back and you wait. And there was a couple of times where this happened to me, throughout this 20 trades experiment, just sat back and waited. And then boom, I'm looking through other things, find the winner and go. And the interesting thing was, it gave me a lot of freedom to, oh, you know what, guys? I'm sorry. I missed one of my trades. I only gave you 2 trades. The last one, what was I looking at? Oh, shoot. I was looking at yesterday. My apologies. I don't know. When I said TSLQ, that must have, I don't even know what the heck I was looking at. My apologies. That was yesterday's trade. So sorry. Okay, so the final trade of today actually was on. I was thinking, I'm like, did I go short on Tesla today? No. That was yesterday. Sorry, y'all. Literally looking at yesterday's notes. Today, final trade number 20 was SMCI. So I got in SMCI, and that one I was kind of half watching all morning. And I was like, you know what? I feel like this one wants to surge. Sure enough, I started seeing some big green candles, and I'm like, okay. SMCI was trading 38 something, and I said, if I kind of see it in that 39 range, I know it can probably go up to 40. So I got in at 39.27, which was slightly higher than I wanted to. Just, it was moving quickly, and I didn't want to miss the final move. So I said, you know what? Probabilities based on support and resistance here, resistance is at 40. Like literally $40 even. It's going to hit it, and I just felt very certain about getting in that one. I ended up moving my take profit again. You just have to adjust too with the market. Like if your normal risk reward setups are not actually there, you can still trade. Just realize that, maybe you trade smaller, or you try to get smaller gains and come back another day when there's better opportunities too. But anyways, I put in my take profit at $40 flat. I moved the stop from, instead of trying to get $1, moved it down, the take profit limit sell to the $40 even, right? And I watched, and I'm like, it's 39.80 something, 39.90 something. I was like, no panic, no fear, it's going to happen. Sure enough, it did. This was my last trade. I was in at 6:51. I think I was out by, I don't even think it was 7 a.m. So 10 a.m. Eastern. 73-cent profit. It hit 40. And literally I watched the numbers, the price action, and I think the highest high was like 40.06. So I was glad I just put it in there where I'm like, I don't have to worry about getting out. It's not going to bypass me and go back down. Because sure enough, it went back down. It went back down to like 39.40 or something like that. So I would have probably stopped out with my trailing stop at that point. So you just kind of like, you got to pick your areas of win, you know, we're just like, oh, obvious, right? So P&L today, green, 3 trades, 70 cents profit. Again, I'm just trading 1 share at a time. So that's where I'm at. But now for the next, I'm going to do the review video for y'all and go over the 20 trades in detail. And then for the next set of experimenting, okay, because it's going to get good. All right. It's already good. Like, believe you me, I am in a much better place 1 week later than I was, you know, previously. I feel good. My confidence is back. I'm excited and I'm trading without fear, like all good things. So the next part of the experiment is going to be another 20 trades in a series. I'm probably going to keep the same trailing stop loss of 75 cents. It seems to be working pretty well. And I'm going to bump up to 2 shares per trade. Woo! And this is just to kind of ease myself into the notion of, as I do 20 at a time consecutively, I can double down. If I got to a point where, say, let's just fast forward like a couple of months, say I'm like, okay, I'm trading 100 shares and then I want to double down to 200, but then you're talking the doubling down is much bigger, right, in terms of numbers. You know, if I felt like it was too big of a jump, maybe I would say, okay, I'm going to go 50% at a time or something. But for right now, it just makes sense, you know, go from 1 to 2, 2 to, I'm going to, instead of going from 2 to 4, I'm going to go 2 to 5 on the next 3rd round. But yeah, so the next round, 20 trades, 2 shares per trade. I'm checking on my, this is my swing trade back here on TTD, the trade desk. I'm getting like all these alerts on my phone and I'm like, okay, cool. The markets are doing well. I'm green on my swing trade back here. In case you guys are curious, I got in yesterday between like 53 and some change to 54, low 54s. This thing's trading at 55.85. I got 5 shares on the line here. And I'm up $8.54. Woohoo! So with the swing trades, it's funny. I don't feel like the same as I do position size as I do day trading. It's more of a relaxed kind of like, hey, let it play out. It's got plenty of time. You know, if I'm ever flat or slightly negative, it's like, I'm confident this is going to bounce and it's going to keep going up. And I kind of see it going up to maybe about 65 in the next 1 to 2 weeks, depending on what these announcements with the news, you know, what's going on. So anyways, no rushes. If you guys want to check out my day trading resources, again, link down in the description and comments. This is all the books and videos, things that have helped me on my journey to get here. And the actual specific video that inspired my 20 trades experiment is a lecture by Mark Douglas. And I put the link directly to that video inside the Google Doc that you'll get access to. So links down below. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to hang around and stay on the journey with me. Feel free to share where you're at on your journey, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.